Hey, football fans, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most heartbreaking playoff exits of the season. The Baltimore Ravens came so close to pulling off a thrilling comeback against the Buffalo Bills in the divisional round. But when the dust settled, it was Buffalo moving on to face Kansas City, and Lamar Jackson was left to face the same old questions about his postseason struggles. We'll break down the game, analyze Jackson's performance, and address the big question on everyone's mind. Is Lamar Jackson destined to win a Super Bowl? Let's get into it. Alright, let's start with the game itself. This one was a nail-biter from start to finish. The Ravens trailed the Bills for most of the game, but Lamar Jackson kept them in it with a late fourth quarter drive that brought Baltimore within 2 points. He found Zay Flowers in the corner of the end zone with just over a minute left, making it 27-25. All the Ravens needed was a successful 2-point conversion to tie the game and potentially send it into overtime, but that's when disaster struck. Lamar Jackson delivered a pass to veteran tight end Mark Andrews, and while it wasn't a perfect throw, it was catchable. Andrews, who's been one of the most reliable players in the league, couldn't come down with it. The Bills held on for the win, and just like that, the Ravens' season was over. Let's talk about Lamar Jackson's performance. Statistically, he had a decent game. He threw for 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, and added 39 rushing yards. But the story of this game and his postseason career boils down to turnovers. In the second quarter, Jackson was sacked by Von Miller and lost the football. Miller scooped it up and returned it 39 yards, setting up a Buffalo touchdown. That one play completely shifted the momentum. And then there was the interception in the second half. A throw Jackson probably wants back. In the playoffs, especially in tight games like this, turnovers are often the deciding factor. Now, to be fair, it wasn't all on Lamar. The Ravens offense didn't give Derrick Henry enough touches. Just 16 carries in a playoff game is baffling. And let's not forget Mark Andrews' critical drop on the 2-point conversion. Football is a team game, and this loss wasn't solely on Jackson. So here's the million-dollar question. Can Lamar Jackson win a Super Bowl? His postseason record is now 3-5. And the critics aren't letting him off the hook. He started 8 playoff games and has thrown 10 touchdowns to 7 interceptions while losing 4 fumbles. Those numbers don't scream playoff superstar, but here's why so many people still believe in him. Lamar Jackson isn't just any quarterback, he's a 2-time MVP. In fact, he's the only player in NFL history to win multiple MVP awards without also winning a Super Bowl. And this past season, he made history again as the first quarterback to pass for 4,000 yards and rush for 800 yards in a single season. Even his teammates are unwavering in their belief. Fullback Patrick Ricard said it best. It's inevitable. He's going to win a Super Bowl, and I want to be a part of it. It just sucks that it hasn't happened yet. That kind of confidence from his teammates tells you everything you need to know about Lamar's impact on this franchise. Now, let's put those playoff struggles into context. Yes, Jackson's postseason numbers aren't great, but it's not like he's out there throwing games away. In many of these losses, the Ravens as a whole have struggled. Poor pass protection, questionable play calling, and drops in key moments have all played a role. Take Sunday's game against Buffalo, for example. Derrick Henry had just 16 carries. Why? He's one of the best running backs in the league and thrives in high-pressure moments. If Baltimore had leaned on the run game more, maybe they wouldn't have been in such a tight spot late in the game. So where do the Ravens go from here? First off, they need to address their offensive line. Protecting Lamar has to be a top priority. Second, they need to rethink their game plan in big games. Giving Derrick Henry 20+ carries should be a no-brainer in the playoffs. The good news is that the pieces are there. Zay Flowers is emerging as a legitimate star at wide receiver. Mark Andrews is still one of the best tight ends in the league, despite his late game drop. And Derrick Henry, when used properly, is a game changer. As for Lamar, he's still in his prime. He's got all the tools to lead this team to a championship. The question is, will the Ravens build the right team around him to get there? At the end of the day, football is a team sport, and winning a Super Bowl requires everything to come together at the right time. Lamar Jackson has shown us he's capable of greatness. He's broken records, won MVPs, and carried his team on his back. While his playoff resume isn't where it needs to be yet, I believe the word Patrick Ricard used, inevitable, sums it up perfectly. Lamar Jackson is too talented, too driven, and too dynamic not to win a Super Bowl. The only question is, when will it happen? Alright, that's it for today's video. Now it's your turn. Do you think Lamar Jackson's Super Bowl win is inevitable, or are there too many hurdles in his way? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.